Hi, this is the second video of Snyder. It's obviously the more important video because we here talk about the shape of production possibility frontier. I want to point out one thing here. जब हम लोगों ने UPF किया था, we had said that UPF is always negatively sloping, but UPF can be concave, convex or straight line. And if you guys have done my welfare assignments, you'll realize practically also this happens. So PPF, because the UPF, PPF are exactly the same with exactly the same functions, will also be negative. Can also be concave, convex or straight line. But we are saying जो concave है ना, PPF mostly concave होता है. And we want to figure out what are the reasons which make it concave. Having said that, it is not true that PPF कभी भी convex या straight line नहीं होगा. PPF convex या straight line भी हो सकता है, लेकिन mostly वो concave होता है. तो हम ये study करते हैं उसके reasons कि वो concave कैसे होता है. Alright? The first reason is for the PPF to be concave is that there's an increasing RPT. What do you mean by increasing RPT? If this is my PPF which is concave, we have X here, we have Y here. We keep on giving, so I just make equal gaps on the x-axis, and if I make equal gaps on the x-axis, I see that this gap has increased to this much. For the next one, the gap will be even higher, which means if I keep on increasing x by 1 unit, then subsequently for each unit, more and more units of y need to be given up. More and more units of y need to be given up. There's a very inherent simple reason for this. So when we talk about our resources could be your labor and capital. Those resources can produce both x and y. The moment I'm here, let me say I'm at point 1. At point 1, I'm producing nothing of x and all of y. When I need to produce my first unit of x, the resource that I'll take out of y will be the least productive in y and the most productive in x. So that is why the amount of y that I need to give up for the very first unit of x is very, very small. But subsequently when I want to increase more and more of x, now मेरा जो least productive था वो तो मैं already use कर चुकी हूँ ना, least productive in y वो तो मैं already use कर चुकी हूँ, which means the next resource that I give up for x, I will have to give up a little more of y because the amount of resource that I'll need to take out will also be a little more, right? So that's a very simple inherent reason. But the main reason, the first reason is the RPT. RPT is the slope of the PPF. The slope of the PPF is dy by dx. dy by dx. dy by dx is nothing but minus cx upon cy. Minus cx upon cy, which is nothing but again minus mcx upon mcy. Now I'm sure some of you have a confusion as to how I got this. You see, what is dy by dx? dy by dx is change in y upon change in x. Change in y upon change in x. For this thing, I actually want to take this thing. So on this entire PPF boundary, ये जो पूरा का पूरा मेरा boundary है, इसके अंदर हमारे पास एक inherent cost होगी. So I want to figure out what is my change in cost. My change in cost will be the change in cost of x into the number of units of change in x. Right, so if my MCX is let's say 2 और मैंने 5 units x के change किए, तो change in cost of x will be 2 into 5 which is 10. Similarly, it will be MCY into dy. Change in the per unit cost of y into dy. Right. Now, along the entire PPF, I'm using all of labor and capital. That's how the Pareto efficient वरना नहीं होते. I'm using all of my labor and capital, which means that if my labor cost, let's say W, and my capital cost, let's say R, along the entire PPF, my cost is W into L plus R into K, which means my change in C is 0. So 0 is equal to mcx into dx plus mcy into dy. Right? I can rearrange it and write mcx upon mcy with a minus sign is equal to dy by dx. So this is how I can write this to be true. And if I can write this to be true, then we can actually prove it. मैंने ये prove किया. RPT is equal to minus mcx upon mcy. So when we go down the PPF, we know that when we go down the PPF, We always take going down the PPF. So those of you who have started from sem 3, you know that you always are supposed to go down the curve, not ever up the curve. So अगर आप when you're going down the PPF, obviously X is rising. If X is rising, MC also rising. MCX is also rising because MC curve is usually like this. So if X is rising, MCX is rising. And if X is rising, that implies that Y would be falling. And if Y is falling, MCY is falling. So which means my RPT, which is minus is really not important, which is MCX upon MCY, numerator is rising, denominator is falling, which means there's an increasing RPT. If there's an increasing RPT, the curve is concave. The curve is concave. The second reason is differing factory intensities and constant returns to scale. Differing factory intensities and constant returns to scale. So we're saying the good X, let's say, is capital intensive and good Y is labor intensive. We are taking two corner points and we draw a straight line to the midpoint. Alright, so what do? हमने PPF बनाया, हमने इसको explain बनाया. So I'm saying let's suppose there be point 1 here and there be point 1 here, and I just draw a straight line between the two. Now when we draw a straight line between the two, the point on the right in the middle will be this. If this is x1, y1 and this is x2, y2, then this point will be x1 plus x2 upon 2 and y1 plus y2 upon 2. Now if we have a constant returns to scale, if we have a constant returns to scale, then when I'm producing x1 plus x2 upon 2 plus and y1 plus y2 upon 2, then this point will utilize all my resources, मतलब the entire labor and the entire capital. I'll just take a point again here and explain this. You see, this is point 1, this is point 2. 1 पे सारा labor capital utilized है, 2 पे भी सारा labor capital utilized है. जब मैंने ये पॉइंट मिड पॉइंट लिया 3 पे, क्योंकि मेरे पास कॉस्ट रिटर्न्स टू स्केल है, इसलिए मैंने जितना कम किया यहाँ से उतना ही मैंने दूसरा गुड बढ़ा दिया. बिकॉज ऑफ कॉस्ट रिटर्न्स टू स्केल, आई नो दैट दिस पॉइंट विल आल्सो यूटिलाइज ऑल माय लेबर एंड कैपिटल. एंड नाउ यू डोंट हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड, इट्स वेरी इंट्यूटिव, यू हैव टू इंट्यूटिवली थिंक अबाउट इट. बट ये वाला पॉइंट परेटो एफिशिएंट नहीं है. This point is not efficient. If this point is not efficient, then we know that हमारा जो PPF है वो concave ही होगा, क्योंकि straight line तो वो है ही नहीं. अगर वो straight line होता तो 3 efficient होता, लेकिन 3 efficient नहीं है तो वो straight line नहीं है. And if it's not a straight line, it has to be a concave curve. It has to be a concave curve. Determination of equilibrium prices. So now that we've done these two reasons, we figure out how do we figure out the equilibrium prices. हमारे पास PPF है, हमारे पास एक straight line है. This line is nothing but my cost line, which could be W by R or anything like that, or PX by PY. So this is my straight line, which is PX by PY, which can also be W by R, because we are talking perfect competition. So price is always equal to marginal cost. So जो cost line है, that has a PX by PY. So अगर हमारे पास, let's suppose initially जो price है, initially the price line is this PCC line, is this, let's say, PC line. Now इस line पे हमारे पास point of production is 1, but point of consumption is 2. Point of production is 1 and point of consumption is 2. It's not an overlapping point. I want to consume more of X than I want to produce. So demand of X is higher, so price of X will rise. When price of X rises and vice versa for the other good, our line becomes a lot more steeper, which means I shift from PC line to CX line. The moment I shift to CX line, my point of consumption and production become the same, which is 3. At 3, then I know that the price that I have on CX line is the equilibrium price, because equilibrium पे हमेशा demand and supply same होता ही होता है. So that is all that we have in Snyder, except for the one last thing, which is our technological progress, a very small thing. So अगर technological progress होता है तो क्या होता है? Technological progress होता है, then one good increases, the other good doesn't. जिसके अंदर टेक्नोलॉजिकल प्रोग्रेस हुआ वो गुड इंक्रीज किया, दूसरा नहीं इंक्रीज किया. इसके अंदर भी बाय द सेम हिट एंड ट्रायल वी एक्चुअली फिगर आउट द इक्विलिब्रियम price. So initially we could be at an equilibrium price at E naught, and then later on the price could increase, decrease depending upon what is the supply change. So this is all we have here. You mostly get a question from Snyder from this portion only. So it would be better if you actually do it nicely from here and obviously from the handouts as well. Thank you.